Are you and Shana engaged? What is up, everybody? It is currently 10:48 and I'm gonna go ahead and record this Q&A. If you've been keeping up with my social media, you'll know that there's been a lot going on. It's been a very busy last couple months. Back in one of my previous videos, I did mention that there were some big things coming up. This was one of the big things that I was talking about. A little while ago on Instagram, I did post a Q&A getting you guys to ask a few questions that you wanted to know. We're gonna go ahead and answer a few of those questions. Let's get into it. Okay, so one of the most commonly asked questions I was asked was, how are you feeling about the baby news? I'm feeling super excited. This is my first child, so of course a little bit nervous, but I've kind of already filled into that stepdad role and been able to experience a lot of things. But to get a new perspective on fatherhood, I think it's gonna be a super interesting, both exciting time. It's a new chapter. I mean, going back a couple of years ago, I've lived a completely different life than the life I'm living now. So I'm super excited to see what this next chapter is going to be. This one I thought was an interesting question. How is life in Canada since I live in the United States? Is it accessible for people who are handicapped? I love life in Canada. I visit the United States a few times. Actually, I have family that live there and I go and visit them occasionally. But the whole, is it accessible for people who are handicapped? I feel that people that aren't handicapped don't really pay attention to those kind of things, but maybe I have a unique perspective. But my father was handicapped, so I did pay attention to those things. It is fairly accessible. There is handicap parking. I think a lot of the states has that too. Lots of wheelchair access into stores. It's actually law. So we have something called an Accessibility Act, where it is part of our law that we have to have easy access for people who are handicapped. That's both physical as well as mental disabilities. So I think it's really great that we have that in place for people who need it. Somebody asked, 2 more babies.
Yes.
No, there's not going to be 2 more babies. I think that, I'm not lying. I think that 3 is plenty. I think I'm content with 3 babies.
He says, I think.
I know I'm content with 3 babies.
You don't know that yet.
I'm sure I'll be content with 3 babies. Alright, next question. How do you stay focused when life hits you hard? I think there's just a list of things that you have to have, negotiables and non-negotiables. An example, like a non-negotiable is brushing your teeth. Even if life gets hard, you're still going to brush your teeth. I think you have to make a very unique list to you of things that are important, things that matter. And that's always changing. For me, like my non-negotiable list was very self-centered because I lived by myself. I didn't have anyone looking up to me or that I needed to take care of and provide for. Now that I have Shana and 2 bonus children, my non-negotiables have really shifted. So find what are non-negotiables for you and you do them every single day no matter how you feel. They're non-negotiable, they need to get done. In this next question they say her, they're talking about Shana. It says, did her past or the fact that she has children ever make you hesitate? Absolutely. When I first met Shana, I wasn't even in the right place to start dating anyone, let alone someone who had children. Her and I spent nearly a year getting to know each other, ensuring that this is something we actually wanted to go ahead and pursue before we even entertained the idea of me meeting her children. In the very early stages, I spent a lot of time thinking about if this is something I wanted, if I was ready for this next chapter of my life. And of course now I feel like I'm absolutely blessed. I look at them and view them in the same way I'd view my own children. So this one kind of rolls into the last one. Was I nervous to meet her kids? I was incredibly nervous. I was worried I wasn't going to be good enough. I was worried that I was going to fall short, and myself having a step parent, it was very, very important to me that I played a very positive role in their life and I didn't force anything upon them. But I guess, yes, to answer the question, I was very nervous to meet both Sophia and Hayes. How did I adjust from having no kids to 2 kids? Honestly, I thought the adjustment was going to be a little bit more difficult than what it actually was. When I first met the kids, I met Hayes first and then Sophia and Hayes on the second time. I think it was easier as a one-on-one with Hayes. And then because Sophie was a little bit older, it was easier if her brother was there, her mom was there. She had someone to turn to if things were a little awkward or weird. They weren't, they were great, and it's one of my favorite memories. But we slowly started hanging out, and eventually that evolved into us living together. When they did first move in, we had them 1 week on, 1 week off, just for the summer while Sophie wasn't in school. I think it was a good, start and pause for me just to get used to things. The week off, I would take my time to recoup and understand and grow and evolve. Then school started back up, and it was the full week on, weekends off, full week on, weekends off. So I wasn't just thrown in the deep end, going from living by myself to having 2 kids and Shana living with me. Now that we do have another child coming on the way, of course, we are going to have this child full time. It is going to be a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I do think that I got kind of a soft launch on fatherhood. What's next for the Integra? Okay, I haven't posted a lot of videos about it. I was hoping that I could do some car content. First, I had a bit of a transmission leak. Long story short, trans had to be pulled out, case was split, it was put back in. now there's a random ticking going on, so the motor is pulled in half. It's currently sitting on a bench. So the next plan for it to get it running right. After that, we're going to be building the motor, turning everything up, and doubling horsepower. This user asked, genuine question, are you hoping for a son? To be honest, I'm hoping for whatever God gives us. Whether it's a son or daughter, I'm going to be blessed and very, very happy. What do I do for work and do I enjoy it? I don't want to get too much into it. It is fairly private, and for security reasons, I do want to keep that off the internet. But what I can tell you is that I do work from home. Sophie is in school, so that eases things. Hayes is a toddler and working from home. I'm sure you can understand how that could get a little complicated at times. Do I enjoy it? Yes and no. I love working from home. I love the people that I work with. Everything's great there. Do I love the idea of a 9-to-5 job? No. I have other passions and things that I want to do in life. This isn't going to be what I do forever, but for now it is keeping me content. So for this next question, it says, are you and Shana engaged? Okay, the next one says, what is your favorite part about yours and Shana's relationship? I have so many favorite parts, but I think that one is going to be our communication. I feel like... You good? I feel like our communication is just on par. If we're ever feeling a certain type of way about anything, whether it's sad or happy or upset, we communicate about it. We don't fight. We've never once yelled at each other or had some sort of heated argument. Of course, we've had disagreements. That's natural in relationships. But we've never gone to bed angry with each other, and I just really value the way that we communicate with each other. The next one says, what is one lesson that I've learned along the way in life? I think one of the lessons that I've learned is that if not you, then who? If I'm not going to do it, nobody else is going to do it for me. So if I want something and you have a dream or a goal, you need to work towards it every single day until it becomes reality. What is your biggest accomplishment? I think one of my biggest accomplishments is I bought my first home at 21? 22. I was 22 years old when I bought my first home. Before that, I worked a different job. It didn't pay very well. I was having a very difficult time paying rent, and I ended up getting a job that paid significantly better. I'm very fortunate to have that opportunity. What is my current workout split? Am I training for a specific goal? I go to the gym 6 days a week, so push-pull leg seems to work really well for me. My goal right now is I'm trying to hit 250 lean. Right now, I'm probably sitting around 18% body fat, give or take, and weighing 238. I still have quite a ways to go. That 250 lean is going to take some time, but that is what I'm going for right now. Do I work out for a sport, or is it a hobby? It is just a hobby. I like to stay in shape. Plus, somebody has to have the most jacked dad in the classroom, right? Do you believe in discipline or motivation? I think both. I think motivation carries you in the very beginning in the short term, but I think that no matter what, if you don't have discipline, when that motivation fades, you're just going to fall flat. You need that discipline to keep going and drive your goal. How do I plan on showing up differently as a dad than my father? I had an absolutely fantastic father. He was a single father. He was sick. He really valued the idea of morals and raising me right. He taught me manners. He taught me to be respectful, to never look down on people. He was a very, very great man. I think that life gave him a lot of frustrations. He became disabled around the age of 25, and it was a disease that slowly progressed. He had something called spinocerebellar ataxia type 2, very similar to Parkinson's. I think that for anyone to be in a perfectly able body and slowly lose the ability to doing things that you once loved would be very frustrating. There was times that he was maybe quick to anger or quick to frustrations. Part of it is he did have dementia, so of course that did play a big role into things. But I plan on being more patient, teaching my children emotional intelligence. What scares me about fatherhood and what excites me? We're going to start off with what excites me. I think one of the most exciting things about fatherhood is going to be watching your hard work get poured into a person and watching them flourish, watching them take all the life lessons that you've provided, seeing how your parenting paid off. I think it's exciting when I watch Sophie learn a new skill, or Hayes start to be able to do things on his own that he wasn't able to do 6 months ago. I think it's one of the most rewarding feelings. What scares me most about fatherhood? Failing, not being enough. I think that every good parent out there will sometimes feel like they fell short. I think that the parents that think that they're perfect and have never made a mistake are the parents who are making mistakes. So I guess to sum that up, yeah, I'm scared of failing. What am I secretly a nerd about? Random facts. I don't know why. I just, like, you can teach me something, and if I'm not interested in it, it's not sticking in my brain. I hear a random fact and it stays. I don't know why. I like to learn a lot about history, and especially like pyramids and conspiracy theories and things like that. I'm just a nerd for it. Where did Shana and I meet? This is actually a really interesting thing. Whether it's the invisible string theory or what it is, I'll let you guys decide. Shana and I, we grew up 5-10 minutes away from each other our entire lives. We had pretty similar friend groups, went to the same high school, crossed paths so many times, or potentially, I guess, and we never met each other. I didn't know her, she didn't know me, she knew my friends, I knew her friends, we didn't know each other. I was hanging out with one of my friends who was dating her best friend at the time, and he said, "Do you want to come to my girlfriend's friend's birthday party?" I wasn't even gonna go. I was like, I don't know about that. I was up pretty late the night before, didn't know if I wanted to go, but he convinced me and I went. Shana and I started talking, and it was just we just instantly had a connection. Everybody else fell asleep, and we were up, I think, probably till 4 or 5 in the morning, just talking about life and each other, and connecting all the dots of where we could have met and how we could have known each other. I think that was really, really interesting, and pretty much from there we've talked ever since. Actually, if you've watched Shana's Q&A, we did talk about this before. She didn't even want to talk to me. Okay, that's kind of an exaggeration. She would reply to me once a day, and eventually we started talking all the time. Different story for a different time, or go watch her Q&A, you'll hear a little bit more about it. Okay, so we're almost at the end here. This one I thought was pretty interesting. It says, how did you learn to balance work, family, friends, and your own personal hobbies? That was a big one for me. It wasn't very difficult. I was able to kind of allocate my time in the correct ways. I used to go to the gym in the evenings. I switched my gym to the mornings. I work my typical work hours. After work, I spend time with Shana and the kids. Weekends, I try to hang out with Shana and my friends. Occasionally throughout the week, of course, here and there I will see my friends, but I feel like it wasn't that big of a transition for me to get into, to be able to balance my life in the way that worked well for both me and my family. Okay, so this one says, what is the most dad thing I've done? I actually thought this one was pretty funny. Love, what's the most dad thing I've done? I feel like there's been like a lot of like small things. Like I've bought like a truck, stopped like investing so much time in like the fun car. Those are all, I guess, like dad things. But like I know the person that's asking this is thinking like wearing jeans, shorts, and New Balance type thing. Like I think that's what they're getting at. No jorts. We haven't got that deep into it yet.
Soon. I've been trying to convince him with the New Balances.
Yeah, she says that she's gonna give me a pair of New Balances. I don't know about it.
Oh, I know. I told him no big toys for Hayes' birthday.
Oh.
And he comes up to me and he says, I got him a Power Wheels. He got him this huge yellow car.
If you keep up with my Instagram, you'll see that for Hayes' birthday, I got him a Lamborghini like Power Wheel. Shana said no more big gifts, and I think one of my like best memories as a kid is I had like this big Jeep Power Wheel, and I just loved it. We went everywhere. I burned the batteries on that thing. Like it was one of my favorite things. How could I not get Hayes a Power Wheel? I know Shana said no more big gifts, but like I'll put it in the garage. We can park it next to the car. Like it's fine.
Thank God.
You know what? Hayes loves it. Sometimes it's tough trying to explain to him that the battery's died and he can't drive it anymore, but this one's pretty cool. It has a remote, so I can actually drive it. I don't know if this is a gift for him or me, but
you, for sure.
It's a gift for both of us. It's a gift for both of us. Okay, everybody, that is everything for this week's video. I actually really enjoyed doing this Q&A. I mean, probably won't do another one right away, but I do plan on doing another one of these in the near future. Bump is bumping.
Bump thing.
If you do want to be a part of the next Q&A, make sure you follow my Instagram. Basically the same handle as my YouTube. I'll put it right here or somewhere on the screen. You'll find it. It'll be linked. But yeah, that's everything. I really appreciate you guys sticking around to the end of this video. Let me know in the comment section what your favorite question of this video was. I actually kind of like the dad one. I don't know if it's because I finished off on the dad one. Yeah, that was a good one. I also liked a lot of the father type questions. It is a new chapter of my life, and I'm very excited and eager. Shana right now, as of recording this video, is 20 weeks pregnant, so we are halfway there. Yeah, it's honestly, it's insane. I have no other words for it. It's absolutely insane. We are both extremely excited. Again, thank you everybody so much who stuck around to the end of this video. I'll catch up with you guys next time. Okay, I know I just ended this video, but I know the most dad thing I do. I make noises when I stand up now.